Hello and welcome to episode number 89 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is how to gain authority quickly in any given market. Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin. Hello and welcome back to this podcast episode. Now, I really wanted to go through this because this is a question that I get asked, not by a lot of trainers. I do get asked this by a lot of trainers, but a lot of people outside in the authority building space, they might be selling a course, they're trying to become a guru, and they always ask, when I talk to them, I tell them what I've been able to accomplish not only with this, but in several different markets inside PB City, inside the Growing Dentist, inside Kick Space, which is the new venture. But it's almost, I always get asked, how are you gaining authority so quickly? How are you gaining traction so quickly? And there's, I never thought of it as though it was some hacks, tips or tricks. I really thought of it from a strategic standpoint where I would do certain things, and every single market I've done certain things that have not only allowed me to gain trust, get clients very, very quickly, but also build authority and be almost in the top of the space. And if you're not top, you're not first, you're last, is what I believe. Okay, so if you've got a pen and a paper, now's a good time to write it down, or if you're driving just like I am at the moment, it's time to kind of really take one or two things away from this. One of the big things that a lot of people want to ask is how I built so much authority inside the Online Trainers Club. And I want to be completely transparent. I'd been coaching personal trainers since 2014, but not more specifically with online. I was coaching them with training. I was teaching them how to progressively overload, carb cycle, learn about hormonal conditions and yada yada, so on and so forth. And I did couple that in my 2014 mentorship program where I had 100 trainers around the world, more so Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and we're coaching them on how they can get themselves, but not only themselves, but their clients into shape. Because one of the biggest things that I found was that a lot of trainers never, ever understood what it felt like to be coached. And so that was the service that I was offering. And at the time, it was a great product and we did very, very well. And that's how all that began. And I'm moving forward to the Online Trainers Club. It was very, very different because I really wanted to establish myself as the leading person, the number one person to go to with anything to do with online marketing, online sales, strategy to really help a trainer build legacy. We're talking not a personal trainer who wants to just open up a gym and stay still, but if you're a trainer inside the gym at the moment and you're wondering what avenues there are for you and you're thinking the gym's the only thing, like opening your own studio, opening up your own facility or joining like a franchise, I'm going to show you something a little bit different on how you can have freedom, work on your own terms, but have lower overheads because you don't have facilities, you don't have staff members, you don't have rent and bills to pay, because inside the internet marketing space and the online world, all that is drastically reduced. So that was where I wanted to go to, because a lot of the times I felt as though my passion, and I had a big passion for learning marketing and sales, and how it evolved into a big passion was because I had to do it. I learned that if I could solve this, if I could figure this out, money wasn't going to be a big issue anymore. If I knew how to market and sell something, that would be it. I'd move out of scarcity. Of course, selling a great product and fulfilling and over-delivering is what I'm about. And that's how I got into marketing sales, out of a desperate need. Now, fitness has always been my background since I could remember, since I was 14, and I want to get abs because I want to get laid. And then 17, I became a trainer, and then that just moved on, and I love that. And it wasn't until I was 24 where I started to fall a little bit out of love, because it was so red ocean. It was just all about diet and training, and I knew that with the things that I was learning about personal development and growth, I knew that there was so much more. It was like the tip of the iceberg, whereas everything else was more psychological change, behavioral change, and that got me more excited to learn about that. So coming into and going all into the Online Trainers Club was something that I'm deeply passionate about, because it bridged, and I truly believe that you should be able to do what you're passionate about now. Okay, you might be ultimately passionate about health and fitness, but ultimately there is something else, and if you are passionate about that, I would say that you're a leader. Your purpose is to lead your passion. So your passion is health and fitness, but your purpose is to become a leader and help people change. Okay, and the passion is where you thrive, and if that's you, then that's where you should be in. And so with the Online Trainers Club, we launched that in August with the summit. So this is how I build authority very, very quickly. And I don't know if you know the story, especially now that we've got almost close to 2,000 listeners to each podcast show, downloads every single day. So you don't know the story. I built the Online Trainers Club in August 2016, and we started off from scratch. So I interviewed 44 experts around the world. And the whole reasons why you want to use experts is you want to leverage their brand, you want to leverage their positioning and authority. So when you start interviewing them, you're positioned as an expert as well. So if you're looking to build quick authority, okay, in any given space, if you're in the dad's niche, you want to launch a summit. You want to launch a dad summit where you bring together 44 experts on everything: health, fitness, sex, relationships, leadership for dads. And that's where dads can go, holy shit, okay, cool, I'm going to become the upgraded dad summit. Okay, and so if you put that together, you'll get instant credibility. And of course, after the summit is finished, you can sell your product service, which is great, because now what a summit does is that you utilize not only everybody else's traffic and followers, they all come into one spot, and now you gain that list. And if you're into your email marketing, that's fantastic to grow a list of 10, 15, 20, 100,000 people, just depending on the size and who you get on. So a summit would be great. How to build instant authority fast as well is to get on podcasts, get on other people's podcasts, not start your own podcast show. Okay, but you can as well. And if you do start your own podcast show, then it's the same thing as starting a summit, right? You're interviewing other people, and how this works, how you're going to grow very, very quickly is if you get more subscribers and listeners. The only way you can do that really is you interview experts and you ask experts to email their list, so that now you've got people going in and listening to your podcast show. You have to make sure you're very niche down as well, because once they listen, and if they like the topics around that, they'll stick. If they don't, they don't stick. Okay, but what happens with a podcast is that you build trust so much more quickly. They're engaged. Okay, the other thing is to get onto other people's podcasts. So where are your niche hanging out at this very moment in time? And then it's going, okay, how can you make yourself so unique? And what story do you have? Because you have to think about it. If you were a podcast show host, what would you want to tell your audience? Who would you want to interview that had a great story that was so like rock bottom and now they're here? Who had that story that you could interview to make exciting? So to be interviewed on other people's podcasts, it's really, really easy. You go out there, you ask, and I'm doing this at this very moment in time, so it's not hard, and I know, because I've got 5 podcasts booked in next month in January. So that's going to be very, very cool. And all I did was I emailed them out the story, and I said, this is what I'm happy to talk about, and this is what I've done. And so you can give them 5 to 6 different things on what you've done, what's your story, who you've helped, and package it in such a way where you have to always think about the other person and what they want, especially when you're going into these things. Okay, so we've got the summit, we've got start your own podcast or be on another person's podcast. The other thing is guest blogging. Okay, there are countless articles, health and fitness articles, who are consistently looking for more content. You can start in, all these great articles are always consistently looking for content, so timing's crucial. But I think one of the guys, Mitch Calvert, who I interviewed on the Online Trainer Summit, did this very, very well. And at the end of every single month, he would have like 5 to 6 different articles where he would go, sweet, I've got articles on X, Y, and Z. Or he would ask the magazine people, he'd ask them, hey, do you want 15 experts to write their opinion on this topic? And so what he'd do is he'd go out and reach out to 15 different experts. He'd ask them to write a paragraph each, and then he would bring together, and the article would be written by him. And why this is good is because sometimes you can get free leads off this by putting your lead magnet at the bottom. Like if you want to find out more about Len Trin, please download his lead magnet here, 7-day belly fat challenge shred, whatever it is. Okay, you can definitely do that as well. The other thing to do with really quickly building authority is to have a look at how you can coach people inside your field who have expertise, who have authority. So a lot of the times when I did PB City, I was trying to look for people and guys in particular who were stylists, who other guys would follow, like guys who would follow, I can't remember the name top of my head, but I remember I was looking specifically for stylists and guys who other guys would follow, who would get grooming ideas, beard ideas, suit ideas from just how to dress up, how to be a man. And I would say to that guy, hey, I want to be your trainer, and I would coach him for free, and I would take him on, and I'd get him results. And at the end of the day, what happened was over a 2-month period, I started getting videos, and he was starting to promote me. Okay, but this is for authority, and I don't know the amount of numbers of leads that I got, but really I could say I was training X, Y, and Z
And I've got a list of celebrities that we're talking social celebrities, YouTube celebrities, because these are the kind of things that they want because it's significant for them. Like imagine if you're a celebrity and you're like, yeah, I've got a personal trainer. It just makes them feel more important. And so there are a lot of opportunities that you can branch out to right at this very moment in time and start thinking about, is there anyone inside of your market who has a great following? They might have 50,000 people as followers, but it's all very niched. This is why it's niche, because if I was training this guy who had 50,000 followers in the men's space, and anybody that followed him was men that wanted to get in shape, men that wanted to look good, and I was his trainer, naturally I would borrow and leverage off his brand expertise and trust that he's built to get these guys to sign up with me. Okay, so that's super, super crucial as well. And of course, I think one of the things that helped me grow The Growing Dentist, which is the dental marketing agency, last year was LinkedIn. LinkedIn was big. Like if you see me on LinkedIn now, my profile is optimized to add value inside of groups. Okay, to build expert authority very, very quickly, you go into other groups and you add value, you answer questions. You go into groups, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, and you just give value. And you do that, you spend 30 minutes a day for the next 30 days, and you'll see what happens. Like you'll build authority, people come to you, and no doubt you'll get 10, 15 clients through that as well. Okay, so really I wanted to make this because, you know, whilst it comes down to, yes, hard work, it comes down to results, like a little bit of luck, a little bit of strategy can go a long way. So right at this very moment in time, I'm going to give you a task, and I'm going to get you to pick 1 to 2 tasks that you're going to do to build instant credibility for your brand this very moment in time. Are you going to look for celebrities and trainers and outreach to them and say, hey, I want to train you, I want to become your personal trainer, would you like that? I've done X, Y, and Z. You don't just say, hey, do you want to get trained for free? Like you want to go, hey, be authentic, be honest. Hey, I love your work. I've been following you for quite some time. I've done this. This is my story. I think my story will relate to your users. I would love to work with you for free. And if you think it's fantastic, if you think it's great, I'd appreciate it. But honestly, people are quite smart now. So anybody that goes, you know, under the radar, being sneaky, you can get caught out. I love just saying, hey, this is what I plan on doing. This is why. I'll be honest with you. Are you in? And most of the time people are like, I love that, because honesty and truth is such a breath of fresh air in our marketplace. Okay, so I thought I'd quickly leave you with that for today and today's task. And let me know what you decide to do inside the Online Trainers Club, like how you're going to build authority quickly. Are you going down the route of the summit? Are you going down the route of podcasting, blogging, guest blogging? Are you going down the route of LinkedIn? Are you going down the route of reaching out to social celebrities on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever it is, or Instagram to build that reach? Okay, have a fantastic day. And of course, share this with your accountability buddy and keep each other accountable now. And if you don't know what this means, it means that in order for you to do the work, I give you 1 task every single day to do. And the best way how you will keep yourself accountable is if you share this podcast episode to somebody else, to make sure that, number 1, you're keeping them accountable for growth and they're keeping you accountable. Have a fantastic day.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.